Three, two, one.
Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Nayha Arif and I am the Manager Content and Communications at Blinko Technologies, and I welcome you all to the 4th episode of Blink Table Talks. So today we have with us Izza Adnan. She is the Manager Non-Food at Pandago, which is a vertical at foodpanda. So Assalamualaikum Izza.
Walaikum assalam, Neha. Thank you so much for having me here.
Happy to have you here. So today our topic that we're going to mostly be focusing on and discussing on is essentially what quick commerce is and how businesses can leverage this sort of service through apps and businesses such as Pandago. So before we start, Izza, why don't you let us all know what exactly is Pandago, and what sort of services do you provide to your clients?
Sure. So Pandago is a fairly new vertical started by foodpanda. It's about 2 years old now. We're essentially an on-demand rider service. So ideally what we're doing is that we're providing last-mile delivery solutions to all kinds of businesses. चाहे वो food है या non-food है, restaurant है, pharmacy है, supermarket है, even a retail shop, we're providing them with the last-mile delivery solution. So the concept of having Pandago essentially is कि आप अपने businesses के core features के ऊपर focus करें and get आपकी सर्च ऑर्डर्स आते हैं या आप अपनी राइडर फ्लीट को मेंटेन नहीं करना चाहते हैं. In either case, आपको जब ज़रूरत हो, just call in a rider, log on to our website and get that product delivered to the customer.
Right. So you talked about delivering orders and last mile delivery. So can you please explain to us that what is the difference between quick commerce and e-commerce?
Sure. So, जो e-commerce है, I think e-commerce is something that our current market is very used to. That essentially you go online, people don't want to go into a supermarket themselves or a shop, physical shop. आप online order place करें and get that order delivered in, let's say, another 3-4 days. But post-COVID, consumer behavior, mindset, habits, बहुत सारे changes आ चुके हैं now. And with the fast-paced work environment and lifestyle, I think nobody has the time to sit and wait for that long period. And उसके दौरान multiple times consumer mind change हो जाता है, जिसकी वजह से आपका order भी decline होता है. So that's a loss for the businesses as well. So in this scenario, Q-commerce comes into place, where you place an order online, you go onto the website, आपने ऑर्डर प्लेस किया, चाहे वो अगेन रिटेल है, ग्रोसरी है, जैसा भी ऑर्डर है, आपने ऑनलाइन प्लेस किया, and let's say another 2 hours that order was delivered to your doorstep.
So what exactly does it take for a brand to shift towards quick commerce? Because everybody is doing e-commerce, you get your order within 4 to 5 working days, but like what exactly should a business do in order to have that sort of facility?
So ideally, I mean, depends on the nature of the business. But currently with Pandago, हमारा concept यही है that we're in the process of disrupting the current market. We're trying to make that change because there is not just change कि आपने Pandago की service use करनी है, but आपने अपने processes को भी further optimize करना है, further automate करना है. So इसके अंदर like certain retail brands, for example, who are currently working with us, they're now moving towards their omni channels. So essentially उनका पुराना model ये था कि एक order place हुआ और उनका e-commerce का stock separate है, वो उनके वेयर हाउस से निकलेगा और फिर 4-5 दिन के बाद आके कस्टमर के घर पे डिलीवर होगा. बट करंटली नाउ दैट दोज कंपनीज हैव रियलाइज्ड दैट द ऑडियंस एंड द कस्टमर is now moving towards the Q-commerce model. Nobody has the time to sit and wait for that long. They're now moving towards those omni channels. So essentially order place हुआ, nearest जो आपके घर के पास से लोकेशन आती है, जो भी आउटलेट आता है, वहाँ से Pandago का राइडर गया, they picked up the order and delivered to your doorstep. Ideally maximum 2 hours for this entire process.
So from what I'm hearing what you're saying, फायदा यही है कि like you're basically looking at the customer experience and the sort of loyalty that you would get. So the faster that order reaches the customer, that's better for the business essentially.
Essentially, yes. So ideally जो हमारा customer experience है, the vendor partners who are working with us, they've been able to improve on it so much, and उसकी वजह से they've been able to grow their businesses a lot. So for example, I do have this success story at our site that we have this vendor partner. It's a big pharmacy chain based out of Lahore, Punjab, and they've been working with us for almost a year now. And initially when they started, and this is during the peak COVID time, they were delivering to their customers, I think approximately in Like on average, their delivery time was around 2 hours, jabki their promised delivery time to the customer was 1 hour. But slowly and gradually, they moved their entire delivery towards Pandago, let go of their entire delivery fleet. And now currently they're delivering on average within 30 minutes. And we've been able to grow their business by approximately 25 to 30% because more and more customers are now moving towards online orders, right? And for example, pharmacy, you've placed an order, you need that order as soon as possible. You need that medicine coming to your doorstep as soon as possible. So customer experience improve hota hai, aapki commitment jo time aapne commit kiya. So if you're committing 1 hour, you're delivering within 1 hour, as opposed to you committing 1 hour and you're delivering after 2 hours. That ruins the customer experience, that leaves a bad taste, and nobody wants to go back to that particular pharmacy. And especially जब आपके पास market में इतना competition हो, these are the smaller things that creates that edge that we leverage for that business.
Right. So, like, would you say that COVID had a lot to do with this sort of push towards needing instant gratification, and now that we're slowly moving towards the post-pandemic phase, would that still be sustainable? Do you still think that people need that?
Yes, for sure. So I think COVID helped us a lot. COVID in this regard, uski jo thodi si advantage I would say would be it was able to move the current Pakistan market a few years ahead. It pushed it. So this q-commerce model is working very well globally, but Pakistan was still slow towards it. And COVID did push it and fasten the whole entire process. Instant gratification is something that I think the younger generation definitely needs now. Aur uske liye aapko q-commerce is the only way to go about it for the new upcoming business and even the existing old businesses. If big names are now moving towards this concept, I think there's something good that's happening here.
Right. Yeah. So right now I feel like a lot of businesses, what they need to do is move away from, having their slow order packing and then shipping it out late and then, ship towards this. So essentially they get to focus on their own core business.
Essentially, yes. Focus on their core business, and I think in bringing on those, I think automations in those processes as well to ensure that you अपने lead times को कितना further improve कर रहे हो. Even the companies that we're working, for example, the retail companies we're testing out currently with a few chains, and they're now offering this solution. कि आपने order place किया और आपके घर पे deliver हो रहा है. So उसमें delivery time is only 30 minutes for us. But essentially, they are cutting down from 3 hours, जो उनका packing, shipping time is 3 to 6 hours से, they're bringing it down to 90 minutes. That's their goal. And this is the first step only. Idea is that, we're aiming towards less than that. You place an order and it's just there, right there.
Right. So, what other benefits do you see businesses deriving from, outsourcing their deliveries to a third party, such as Pandago, and which type of businesses can leverage from your service?
So, I think a lot of businesses can leverage from Pandagos. So, essentially, सबसे बड़ा benefit हमारे पास यही आ रहा है कि आपके पास आपका customer experience जो कि that is, I think, a success point of view से for any business is very important right now. So, customer experience के अंदर आपकी improvement आती है, but other than that, आपकी cost optimization बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही है with the global recession और हमारा वो जो एक economic scale market के अंदर चल रहा है उसके अंदर everybody is moving towards cost cutting and you want to optimize your processes as much as possible. So having and managing a fleet of your own, चाहे आप smaller scale पे operate करें, it's a one store shop or a bigger chain working nationwide, managing a separate fleet for your delivery is a big hassle and has a lot of cost attached to it. So that's where on-demand rider service comes into play. So we are only charging you a certain delivery fees based on the delivery requirements. So आपने दिन में 2 दफ़ा utilize किया हमें, so आप उस हिसाब से हमें delivery fees pay कर देंगे. So you don't need to pay a full-time cost to the rider, उसकी insurance, उसकी training. There's so many other elements that are involved. So वहाँ पे cost cutting बहुत अच्छी आती है. Other than that, there are a lot of businesses do have their own delivery fleets. But there comes a point, so let's say weekend है, आपके orders ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं, and आपके surge orders के लिए hiring another rider just for those few hours makes no sense. So again, there is where Pandago can come into play. And such businesses have been able to leverage with us in such a way that, instead of letting go of those orders, they were able to capture on and, add another 10 to 20% of business to their existing business. Right?
Yeah, so definitely, like, not instead of losing revenue, why not just go with So, like, even Blink has Pandago integrated with our portal. So, like, even our clients get to use, if they don't have their own rider fleet, even they can use Pandago. So, I feel like that's a really good thing, especially for businesses that are starting out, restaurants, non-food, any sort of retail outlet, supermarkets, grocery stores. They can all, I think it's a very good service for people that are looking to, scale a little faster, but also, keep their costs at a minimum. So this is a very good service for these businesses to have.
Yeah, good to hear that. I think good to hear that. Definitely, good reviews always help us and make us happy. No, that's true. I think just smaller scale pe businesses start up kar rahe hote hain. If you're starting up with a new venture and you're only focusing on your core expertise. Logistics in itself is an entire company. Having an entire department for it is a lot of pain for a lot of businesses. Or there's no point developing those products if it's not getting to the end customer at this point, right? So wahan pe, Pandago gets plugged in, and we're very happy and proud that we're able to help and grow so many different businesses. Again, like ek ghar se ek auntie apna business chala rahi hai, of either food or non-food. In both scenarios, she's getting support, and since simultaneously there are big companies who are working and now moving towards growing their market share, they're able to utilize Pandago, and we're happy to play our little part in it.
I feel like it's very necessary for like our industries, and like for definitely to like have this sort of service being utilized and fulfilling that sort of space that is untapped, right?
Yeah.
So like I feel like that's something that's very important, and it's good to have like players like you guys filling that need.
I think the biggest advantage that we have right now against all the competitors currently working the typical TPL companies as well and logistics companies, that we have the existing floating fleet available within the market. The idea of a floating fleet is essentially कि आपकी market में constantly आपकी demand के हिसाब से riders की supply available हो. The only way we're able to sustain that cost, because with the spike in the current fuel prices and all of changes going on in the market right now, आपके लिए बहुत difficult हो जाता है कि आप riders इतने लंबे scale के ऊपर इतने ज़्यादा riders को market में manage कर सकें. But for us, it becomes possible because our riders are delivering all kinds of orders for foodpanda. It's not just the Pandago order. So we're essentially using the same rider fleet, but uske andar we're making sure that end consumers को different businesses के भी orders मिल रहे हों, not just from foodpanda.
Yeah, right. So given the current scenario, how consumer trends have changed and how businesses do want to scale up, quick commerce is the way to go, and partnering up with fleet services such as yours would be the perfect solution.
I think so. I think it's high time that a lot of companies now start thinking about Q-commerce and start looking at their processes and how they can optimize and move towards Q-commerce. Because I think the future is all about Q-commerce. It's all about, if you look at the global trends that are currently available, everybody, instant gratification is something that's essential at this point for the customer. So all the businesses, I think, who are able to provide this and the first ones to pick up on this trend, I think they would be able to grow and succeed in that, in my opinion, obviously.
Definitely. No, I agree with your opinion. I think that's the right way to go. Blink's Pandago integration is now live, so any of our clients that want to make use of this service can now go and talk to their account managers and have their orders fulfilled through Pandago as well. But let's talk about women in business. So how much do you think the industry has changed, with regards to how many more women are being involved within, decision making or being a part of teams? And, what do you see is the future for women in this industry and in business?
So essentially, like if I compare myself with, last 6 years that I've been working. So 6 साल पहले जो हालात थे उससे अगर मैं compare करूँ, so I think I see a lot of changes. Like there are a lot of new HR policies that are coming in, a lot of new companies who are picking up on those policies and making it more, I would say, easy or maybe more convenient for women to work, because you do need to realize कि हाँ सबके अपने constraints हैं, just like men, they also have certain responsibilities. So giving them that room, that space and that leverage कि yes, they can also join the task force and the workforce. I think that's great initiative. So उस तरह से yes, I do see certain changes happening. But I do think that there's still a lot of room for improvement. There's a lot of more things that can be done. But it's always nice, to walk into a room and see that room is not full of men.
Yeah,
essentially.
definitely.
They're not only men who are sitting at the table. Come representation se bhi, we've improved, we've come a long way, and I still think that, going forward, we're probably going to see more women sitting on that table.
No, for sure. I feel like I've been working for the past 5 years, but there have been more women joining teams,
yes.
different functions, like even sales has more women now, which is men's territory. But you need that diversity, and you need that sort of different perspectives coming in. Just having that sort of healthy environment, I feel like it's very essential for businesses to be more successful.
It is. It's very important, I think, to maintain that diversity for the workforce to, I think, like you just mentioned, have that nice perspective and grow that way. But other than that, also, I feel like there's no such job left right now that, you could say that a woman can't do it.
Yeah, that's true.
So I personally know somebody in my office, they have this very data-centric technical job, and they always used to think that, they have late sittings, nahi ho sakta, koi khatun is job ko kar hi nahi sakti. But I do know somebody who is not only just hired you forcefully, diversity mein ho gayi, but she just not just proved him wrong. By the end of the year, she was leading the entire team, and now that team has almost 60% women representation. Similarly, if I look at sales is something that, it's always conceived that, it's always perceived that you cannot work in this environment.
Boys club
है. Field में तो आप जा ही नहीं सकते. रात के 11 बजे आप कैसे बैठेंगे किसी warehouse के ऊपर? But give them that option. Maybe somebody wants to do it, and they can prove you wrong there.
Definitely, I feel like the future is female. But yeah, it's nice to see a lot of female representation now in the workforce. So I think that's very good, and it's very healthy for not just the workforce itself, but also for the business.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like that's it from my side.
Thank you so much.
I don't have any more questions for you. And I think we can wrap this up. Thank you so much for coming to the Blink Table Talks.
Yes.
It was really nice having you.
Thank you so much again. It was a pleasure coming and talking to you.
Definitely.
As always.
Okay.